I never cease to say that one sows what one reaps. The true fruit of students' hard work will manifest itself through time. It is a gift to be able to train and be educated in a martial art institution that cares about the trifold well-being of a student. Not just physical, not just, okay, I teach you something, did you pick it up? All right, you still can be a bully, you still can act arrogant when you walk out of here. It's okay. As long as you give me the money, my duty is just to teach you this hour and a half or half hour or 45 minutes, whatever the period that you're spending here among the rest of the students. And then you give me your money and then you're out the door. I don't care. So that is not our goal. It's never been our goal. It will never be our goal. That's not who we are. We care about the trifold well-being of the student, because without that connectivity of understanding the spiritual, mental, physical bonding of the student, the character of the student, the physical, the ultimate goal, which is the students learning this combative art of self-defense, is not going to be achieved properly. You can train a very angry, bad-mannered, undisciplined person some skills, and they will learn it. But if they do learn it, they're going to use it for the wrong reason. It's going to have a negative effect in their life, not positive. Is basically the fruit of it will manifest itself in a wrong way. But develop a student's character at the same time. If the culture, the ethos is healthy, genuine, godly, pure, that student is learning the art of self-defense from inside out, not outside in. Because if the inside is corrupt, you can learn whatever you want on the outside. That inside eventually would influence the outside, the physical, in a wrong way. And that's what gives the society as a whole, again, there are some lower and some higher, but as a medium level, general society looks at martial arts as purely violent or childish. And it is not like this in every school. Again, I emphasize this many, many times. There are schools that do teach self-discipline and correct character, but they're scarce. I would not say that every school is like that. Generally speaking, most schools are not like that. They are there to make money or just purely physical. Even if they're not only there for the money, the art is purely physical. It doesn't reach to the soul of the student. It doesn't communicate to the character of the student. Look, the way you talk, the way you act, the way you behave, your behavior, your thinking, your mental aptitude, your mind also needs to be developed so that you as a whole can carry this deadly art that you're learning and put it to the good use. So at our Jieh Dao Academy, we have our own culture. And that is, again, with the idea in mind that learning SJD is a very serious and hard work, but it is an honorable one. Students are expected to treat our academy, which is their academy, their art, their classmates, their instructors, and the skills that are presented to them as noble and honorable. Students know and understand the importance of the rules that are in place. God gave us rules to follow, and we have rules in a society so that we don't get in trouble. And it's no different here. The rules are basically meant for that purpose, is to have orderly environment, healthy environment, at the same time that they can focus. The rules meant for them to focus on their learning, their martial arts education, and not to get distracted with anything else. So the students acknowledge that they will be rewarded for their hard work, obedience, and honoring the rules. They also understand the balance of our academy and that they will be properly dealt with should they abuse or refuse to follow the rules. Ultimately, students will reap what they sow. It's been really an exhilarating experience for us over the last at least 20 years, watching the students grow and mature in their arts and skills. And I would say another biblically driven standard of our academy is that the higher the students go in their ranks, the more they will serve other junior students that are below their ranks. The greatest among the students will serve the lowest students in terms of their ranks and seniority. Senior students will serve as a role model for the junior students. It's this ethos, again, this is part of our culture, part of our ethos is the higher you go on the rank, the more you learn to be humble, the more you've learned discipline, the more you are secured and fulfilled. You're not as anxious because you've learned that, you've gone through this process. Now you can start serving and helping those little ones, the juniors, not little physically, talking about the students that are on a lower rank, arts rank, to help them to come up the rank, just as you were helped to come up the rank. So they will serve as a role model for the junior students. And for this to be achieved, students learn the art of self-discipline, which then brings about results. Discipline can never be faked or counterfeited, simply because discipline is not an end, but a means to an end. True discipline brings about healthy results. And in order to gain discipline, much like the ancient Asian way of martial arts, students have to be willing to be disciplined. Unwillingness on the part of students to gain the regimen will result in no results. It's futile. Nothing will be achieved, and much is to be wasted and lost by the students. It's the choice that the students has to make, and it's the question students has to ask himself or herself before joining the academy. Ultimately, a true martial art ethos, culture, is one that cares, develops, and helps to correct the students all around combative skills and associated characters. That's the key again, internally, that are needed to achieve that. And for that, Jieh Dao stand as a lighthouse among the vastness of all martial arts schools and institutions in order to achieve this very difficult and challenging but noble task. So from all this discussion, the conclusion is that martial art ethos, a healthy environment that must be and should be, basically, to develop the students' internal from a godly perspective. I'm not talking about New Age, which that's against our belief. I'm talking about a correct way of life, a godly way of life. And when you have a humble environment that is instilling the correct character to the student, they will not only learn the art smoothly and better and correctly, but that art will produce good results in their lives. The skill that they learn, the time that they spend in the academy, in their classes, would definitely bring fruit. And the instructor that is teaching, the institution that is allowing this platform for the students to be in, to learn, they will see the results of their hard work of instruction, and their fruits of their hard work will be their disciples, and their disciples' fruits will be the changes in their lives. That is the correct martial art ethos, martial art culture.